Welcome to Joe Stunner Boxing. Cherneka Johnson of Australia is the new undisputed world bantamweight champion. She stopped Shuretta Metcalf in 9 rounds on the undercard of the Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano third fight, the trilogy fight. Look, in all honesty, I'll go into the fight in a moment, but Metcalf was fuming at the end because the bell went for the 9th round. Metcalf came out. She was like, yeah, I'm fine. The ref wanted to look at he got the doctor over. Metcalf had been shipping punishment. She had been floored in the 4th round. She'd been badly shaken in the 5th, and she was taking flush punches. But she was perfectly lucid. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll carry on. And the ref said to the doctor, I don't like what I'm seeing, the way she's reacting to the punches. And Shuretta said, well, what are you talking about? I'm fine. What do you mean? And then when he said, I'm stopping it, she was like, what? What the hell for? And she was protesting. I do have some sympathy for her, actually. I think that it was a curious sort of stoppage, but it's highly unlikely that you're going to find a round during that fight to give to Shuretta Metcalf. This was the first time she'd been stopped. She's 40 years old, by the way. From Dallas, Texas. She had 14 wins with 2 KOs. This is her 5th defeat, but like I say, her first stoppage. But she's a tough lady, very, very tough lady, and came in with the IBF bantamweight title, which she won off Mio Yoshida, who I think won it off Ellie Scott, what's her name, Ebony Bridges. So she's had success in her career, 40 years of age, starting late. She's won a world title, but to lose it like this it's going to be frustrating for her. But again, she didn't lose a round. Now, Cherneka Johnson was actually a late substitute and came in. She actually scored a very good win back in March over Nina Hughes, where she stopped Nina in 7 rounds. That was on the back of a year ago. She fought Nina for the first time, won a majority decision. A lot of people thought Nina won that fight. But the rematch, yeah, definitely, that definitely belonged to Johnson. And I think she showed a lot in that rematch against Hughes. I've seen a little bit of Cherneka Johnson throughout her career, and she seems to have improved, I think. Certainly when she fought Ellie Scottney in 2023, that was for the super bantamweight title. She lost a unanimous decision. I thought she lost it widely. I thought Scottney completely dominated her. Scottney is extremely good, though, extremely good. But she seemed to learn from that defeat. She also lost to Shannon O'Connell in a split decision in 2021. And O'Connell is a very tough sort of veteran of the Australian scene. But I think those 2 defeats might have improved Cherneka, because since then, since losing to Scottney, she's looked a lot more impressive than I think she was earlier on in her career. She's 30 now. So to have achieved undisputed status is a hell of an achievement, and she's got some fuel left in the tank to defend those belts. She's also been a super bantamweight champion, IBF super bantamweight champion as well. So she's a 2-division titleist, undisputed. But Shuretta Metcalf, even though Johnson was a late substitute, the styles were so contrasted. Johnson looking, well schooled, good balance, throws nice straight, correct punches. Metcalf, the polar opposite. Metcalf looking, to me, for all intents and purposes, like a white collar fighter. Throws a ton of punches. That's how she basically won her title against Mio Yoshida, just through sheer volume. In fact, she beat Yoshida twice on the bounce, both unanimous decisions. And I think it's just through volume, through sheer volume. Because a lot of these punches are not thrown correctly. She's got this sort of very sort of loose, ragged style, stands bolt upright, was a sucker for Johnson's counters. And it just, to me, I don't want to sound too rude to Shuretta Metcalf, but it looked to me like a professional in with a rank amateur. Just a very, very game tough rank amateur. I think Metcalf, to win a title, and to beat someone of the quality of Mio Yoshida twice that's probably going to be the high point of her career, especially the age she is now. But she was no match technically for Johnson, who again, I think she's improving, and at 30, she seems to be getting better. Now, of course, we know that Australian boxing has a lot to offer at the moment, in the women's game and the men's game. But whereas Sky Nicholson was thought of as being Australia's, golden girl, I think Johnson's kind of crept up on her, because, of course, Sky lost to Tiara Brown, is now back down at super bantamweight. Johnson is the undisputed at bantamweight. I wonder if Sky could boil off another couple of pounds, another few pounds, and have an all Australian undisputed title fight. I don't know. Sky, she looked absolutely fine at super bantam. She'll probably want to go after Ellie Scottney, who is now the undisputed champ at that weight. But an all Australian stadium filler or whatever, something that's a big money spinner with Johnson, that's got to be on the cards at some point, because they're both, I think, the same age. I think Sky's about 30, she's 31 maybe. But well done to Cherneka Johnson. Like I say, she scored that knockdown in the fourth round, she's so easy to hit Metcalf. Johnson was, I think it was a right, a left, and then another right, put Metcalf over, and Metcalf pretended that she'd slipped or been bundled over. No, you weren't. You were knocked down, love. Come on, let's be honest. She got up, no problem, but she was on rubber legs in the fifth round. She badly shaken again. And from then on in, it was, game, tough girl being leathered by technically a much better fighter. And a fighter who was 10 years her junior. Not really any way to treat your elders, is it? But this is boxing. All is fair in love and war and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, well done to Cherneka Johnson. Good win. I wonder if she'll defend the undisputed title. Maybe she'll move up and go looking for undisputed in a second division. She's held a belt at super bantam. Maybe she'll go looking for Ellie Scottney again, have a little rematch. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Anyway, what do you think? Leave your opinions below. Thanks for watching the video. Hit the like button if you like the video. That helps us out because they count the likes apparently. And also, please subscribe to the channel if you're new, because you're helping us out and you're a good person. You want to hit the subscribe, of course you do, yeah. All right, ladies and gents, thanks very much. I'll get you later. Bye for now.